Welcome back to Red Hawk Media's Virtual Academy. Wow. And we are beginning with day 24 here. This is lesson 24 of the virtual content. And we are today, just a few updates really quick as we jump into some of the content. And if I can talk here. This is where we'll begin. So as we're looking at all of the upcoming dates here, this is the main thing that I want to point out is that Wednesday, we've got a number of things that'll be due at the end of today. Okay, that would be the game reflection for game design. That's what we're looking at here. Okay, provided that you have turned in your final build of your game, you do the game reflection. The link is in the assignment there. And it's just a quick survey, kind of feeling you out for what you thought of the overall game making process for the 2D game. And then we've got for Digital Media 2, we're working on our start level, our level 1, and our level 2. And we should be able to move between those smoothly from one to the other, all in one flow here. Okay. Then we move down, and a longer range goal here is for video production. And video production is focusing on a new skills tutorial or a how-to or a sharing of information in a video format. Anything new that they've acquired, they're going to incorporate into this video. I keep giving the example of Riley with Photoshop skills. That might be an example of something that he could put together. Okay, that's video production. That's Friday. And then also by Friday is web design. And I met with somebody yesterday, sat down with them, we went through the site, looked at all the different features that were on the Red Hawk Media site, and then they have since turned in their complete folder, the root folder with all of the contents that are in there, actually. And that's due by the end of Friday as well. The emailing me and communicating with me, and then the Google Meet is all part of that process as well. Okay, and then finally we get to Digital Media 1, and that's the trailer soundtrack. And throughout this week we've been working on selecting a trailer, game trailer, movie trailer, any kind of trailer, anything that's from 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. And what we're doing is we're putting together or recreating the entire soundtrack bit by bit. So we found a trailer, we found some music, we're working all of that in. Well, Mrs. Hall, thank you. Coffee delivery, excellent. And we're putting all that together here into our overall soundtrack. And that's what we're looking at delivering by Sunday, 11:59. So you got all week to work on it here. It does take a little bit of time to drop in all those sound effects, so just be prepared to do that. Excellent. And that's kind of the quick update here. I'm going to hop out of here, and we'll get started with the first class, which will take us over to Digital Media 2. And just to show a few things here, I think the first place to really start is with an example of, let's do this. Let's do an example of Madison's game here. And this is previously, let me clear the screen here. This is previously what was done for the game manager. And you can see she's got switches there. She's got a great level, it's well laid out. Here's another one of her switches, and it's going off of the counter every time she interacts with that. It's looking really good there. Next switch. And then she's got one more switch here. There we go. And there's her exit. And that takes her into a blank level right now, and that's what she'll be working on for the next part. So if we take a look at all of this and talk through this process a little bit more, here's another example of all that working out. And this would be start screen, this would be level 1, this would be level 2, provided I can actually play through this. Okay, so we should be able to actually go into play mode. Let me put this maximize on play so we can see what's going on. All right, so I hop in, and I should be able to get to play. All right, I got my level 1, and I'm just going to go for it here. Okay, and here's my first switch of 2 switches. So I trigger that. All good. We shoot that door. Okay, gotta work on that a little bit. Whoa. Oh, I'm gonna die. Gonna die. Oh no! There we go. We'll try playing again. I am terrible. So we hop down in there. We'll get the switch. Get through that door. Okay, bounce on the acid. Because that's what you want to do. Okay, get through this door, run onto the platform, die horribly. Alright, hopefully I can do this in one more try here. Play. Terrible. Just terrible. Oh, hopefully it'll let me in here. Play it. Alright, so start screen. Here we go. We're gonna do it. I'm already half dead. I gotta really change that jump. What is switching over there? It keeps bouncing back over. Sorry. I really want to show you this so you can get to the second level. Get that switch. Play through. Can't even play my own game. Yep, I'm dead. I'm gonna give up there. Idea would be to get the second switch and then be able to get the heck out of there. This is why game testing would really suck for me. But then you got your start screen level 1, level 2. You can get between all of those. And with that, that should take care of your assignment overall. I haven't had any new questions regarding this. So I'm not going to spend any more time on this. The big thing is for you guys to just wrap up those levels, get them all put together. This would be my level 2 if I were to get to it. It's basically a plain Jane of the original one here with nothing in it. So nothing spectacular, but in your level 2, we should see some differences. We should see the beginning of a second idea for a level. Okay, excellent. Well, that's going to wrap up digital media in an epic failure. My bad. So we're going to hop out of there. That was trash-tastic. And we're going to hop over to web design. Okay, and in web design, big thing is I just need to meet with you guys. I need you to schedule a Google Meet with me, go through the Red Hawk Media site, and then upload the final root folder as I've shown in the previous lessons here. And again, I think there's a link that's actually in the assignment as well that shows you how to upload it to Google Drive, and then make sure you share the link with me. But the big thing is you gotta schedule a meet with me so that we can go through all the features. You can actually show me the features in the Google Meet, and then that way I can see it all in working order, and then you deliver that folder and turn it over. Remember to keep your email professional and keep it focused, like you would wanting to continue business with that client. So kind of keep that in mind as well. Set the hooks so that you can have future business with them. All right, we're going to move on then. That's going to take us from web design to game design. And the big example that I really wanted to show here is I wanted to show you one of the game builds. Okay, so this game was completely built out. This is one of them that was turned in, and now that he's turned in the game, he's already done the reflection, and that is Grady here. We're going to hop over and take a look at Grady's game, and it's really well done. So I'm really impressed with it. He put a lot of work into it. He did some stuff that other people didn't do in their game, because one of the things that he incorporated quite a bit in there because of the nature of his game is he has a storyline overall. And in his reflection, he actually commented on how creating the story was actually the biggest part of the fun. Like, how was the quest going to play out? So let's take a look. Let's take a look here, see if this works. So we got Questland here, and I'll put the sound on for this one. You hear he's got some great music. But then I'm going to mute that because chances are it's going to start creating a loop and it's going to echo in the live stream here. So we hop into play. He's got different controls that you can go in. Shows you how to actually play and everything. We hop into play. And then here's our opening scene. And then it gives us some instructions. Go to the church. Press space to continue. All right, right now I'm in Village Town. Okay, let's see if we can find the church. Head on over to church. Boom, enemy has attacked you. All right, I attack back. The attack landed. Enemy attacks. Takes some of my life. I attack. There we go. Attack landed. We need to be able to speed through this. Choose an action, attack. You won. Woo! Ooh, but I did start back at the church. Interesting. So, very well done, Grady, with all of this. It looks spectacular. I'm showing this so that other people in game design get a really good sense of what it is that you spent all your time on. Again, I'm still looking for a way to make these accessible. Let's go to the pause menu and quit out of this. Okay, still looking for a way to make these accessible to everybody, so that you can all play each other's games and kind of character that was in there and how he was depicted. And that led me down like this rabbit hole of all these like crazy stories that were told about him on the set of Green Hornet and all of that. And you know, it would be fun to put together a video and share some of that information about how Quentin Tarantino is kind of a historian when he looks at a lot of this stuff, even though it's an alternate history. Fun stuff, video production, get that put together. That's due at the end of the week here. Make sure that you take some time to edit it in Adobe Premiere, not just a one shot and you're done kind of thing, you know. Take your time, put it together well, edit it in Adobe Premiere, and then make sure that you get that turned in on Schoology as well. Excellent. So we move on with Digital Media One. Okay, and Digital Media One, the big thing is right now you're working on your game trailer, and a few of the questions that have come up here, and I think I mentioned this already, but it's okay to reiterate this, I think, at this point. Let me switch over. There we go. Let me bring up my example here in GarageBand. Okay, and bring GarageBand to the front here so we can see. So here's my little movie that I dragged in here. Okay, and I can scrub through this. You can see it's one of the previous tutorials for the coin counter, it looks like. Okay, and I've got my preview window. First question is how do I get my preview window back if I accidentally close it? Okay, and that's a legit question. You have up at the top, you have your movie track going on up here. Okay, so you don't see this until you actually drag a movie in there. And then off to the left, if you look at this, you can see that there's a little thumbnail representation of your movie. If you click on that, it will bring back your preview. And this preview, you can move around to any place and reposition it, and you can resize it and all that stuff. Whatever you want to do with that, that's up to you. Okay, second question that came up. Some people have made the mistake of trying to drag more than one movie into GarageBand. I want to reiterate, the purpose for GarageBand is that it's for audio. It's really not for video. So the video is kind of like a courtesy. It's letting you put video in there so that you can time out the audio. And that's all it'll let you do. It won't let you edit video. It won't let you cut it down. That was the other question that came up. How do I trim off the beginning or trim out part in the middle? You can't. You can't take that out. It's not a video editor. So if you want to edit anything related to the video, you got to take it over to iMovie. You got to drop it in there, do your edits, export it from iMovie, and then bring it back here to GarageBand. And actually in iMovie, they got features for sharing it right from iMovie to GarageBand. But if you don't know those, just export it like you normally do, and then drag it back in. Okay. Second, well, I shouldn't say second thing. That was a whole slew of things, but here's another thing that people are asking about. So I've got this video in here right now, and then I grab another video from my desktop and I bring it in. Okay, and when I do that, it actually, even though it looks like the same content, don't be fooled here, this is a completely different video, and it has replaced my video up here and it has replaced my sound. Okay, so all of those things are now gone out of there. If I do that with any other video, like I try to stack these in here, what's another one here? Oh, here's a project that I was working on with my kids. Okay, all right. If I do that with any of those, let me take away the preview. Automatically, that video track or the movie track has been replaced, and the new one is in there. I can't wait to actually upload this one. This will be fun. We have that first conundrum. Okay, then there was one other question. Somebody was like, well, I downloaded the movie, but all I want is the audio. Okay, if you have that situation where you have a video and you just want the audio from it, okay, you could drag it into GarageBand, you could get rid of the movie track and export it as an MP3, but that's a lot of steps to go through, and it's kind of a pain that you have to close up one project, open up another project to do that, so I wouldn't recommend that. Easy way to go about that is I can go to any video on my desktop here. I can go right click on it, and this is built into your laptop, so you've got this as standard. I'm going to go open with, and I'm just going to open it with QuickTime Player. Okay, and once it's open in QuickTime Player, again, I don't want the video, I just want the audio from it. So what I can do is, up in QuickTime Player, I can actually go up to File, and then I believe, I gotta remember this now, Export As. Yeah, I landed right on it there. So I can go File, Export As, and now I can go Audio Only. Okay, so that'll give me the MP3 of this, and then I can take that and drag it into GarageBand without losing my movie track. Chances are a lot of you are going onto YouTube to grab the sound effects that you're going to need, which is the next step here that I wanted to talk about. So in the first couple days here, you located a trailer. You drag that trailer into, got it downloaded from YouTube using a YouTube to MP4 converter. Okay, you got that video into GarageBand. You know that the sound, you're not going to be able to keep that. You can keep it as a reference, but you won't be able to use it when you turn in your final project. You'll be muting that. And then after that, we talked about finding a song on YouTube. You could use copyright music. These aren't going to be posted anywhere, so feel free, grab any copyright music that you like. And then with that, you took that song in there. Now we got to start working on all those different sound effects, any dialogue, any of those kind of things. If you have to record them, if you have to find them on YouTube, there are quite a few things that are actually in GarageBand, which is the last and final thing that I'm going to show you here. So if I hop back into GarageBand and I bring up my loops, one of the things that I can do, like a big one that always comes up, like people are doing a trailer for a horror film, for instance. Okay, we go into search loops, and we go footsteps. Okay, let's actually go footsteps, and I do a search. And I don't know how much you guys have used this search feature that's in the loops, but it is actually really handy, especially for the sound effect stuff. I know now that I've got loads of different footsteps that are actually in here for the loops. If you've downloaded all the loops from self-service, you'll have all the same ones that I've got pretty much, and you should have quite a few of them. Let's see here, explosion. Let's try that. Some of you are going to pick like action movies or games that are going to have a lot of different explosions or gunfights or things like that that are in there. Again, I've got a whole list of explosions. I can try those out, you know, see how all that goes. So use this search here to, doesn't exactly work, then you head over to YouTube and you can find those. I will say, GarageBand goes a lot quicker the first time looking at it. Otherwise, if you focus just in one section and you get every single sound effect that's in that one section, you'll do a great job in that one section, but the rest of the video will have nothing in it. And that's what usually happens is people run out of time. They don't budget their time well, so it ends up being that they don't get the whole minute and a half to 2 minutes covered with sound effects. So pick primary sound effects out. Like, so if I were to go back, you know, this sound effect of this lock thing opening up there, which in the movie is like this gross, like squishing noise. Let me unmute it here for a second. I think I've got it in here. Let's see here. Ew, yeah. And then we put in all those sound effects. Primary, then the secondary ones. All right, that's pretty good for Digital Media 1. That brings me to the close of all this here. Hopefully you're having fun with all of the different things that we've been covering here, with the game design, trying to put together your own game. Hopefully you're enjoying putting together the trailer and Digital Media One. I'm excited to see the Red Hawk Media sites. I know this isn't easy. It has not been easy for me either. Being a people person sitting in my basement, giving lessons virtually, not my cup of tea, but here we are. We're going to make it work. And I don't know how much longer we've got with all this, but throughout all of it, stay positive here, stay safe. And if you need to connect with me, please remember Google Meet is the place to do that. You can reach out to me an email as well. Any of that communication would be great. I know some of you are woefully behind. I know some of you are behind and, well, you're seniors and you don't really care. But whatever the situation is, please reach out to me and let me know how things are going. And if you need help with anything, 11 to noon, that's the time frame. And then if that doesn't work, then you can always drop me an email. We'll connect some other time. Same link as it's always been for Google Meet, so feel free to hop on there. Excellent. That's all I got for you today. I'm going to wrap it up here and send this on over. So take it easy. Bye.